Car problems, a stomach ache, testing errors. Sounds like a bad day for any typical high school student.
But a Bastrop senior scored perfectly on his SATs despite those not-so-perfect conditions. Fox 7's Carrie Bellicosa joining us with a pretty impressive story.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you guys know the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, well, I think most of us would say scoring a 1400 on the SAT is a success, but Bastrop High School senior Chance Stovall, he wanted to do better, so he took the SAT again. And, well, you be the judge.
There are words on that vocabulary list that no one uses in everyday conversation.
Like many high school students, Chance Stovall made studying for the SATs a priority.
But it took a long time. I mean, it took a long time.
And people took notice.
He'd come to me and say, is there something else I can study? Is there some other material you can give me?
So on one morning this past November, the Bastrop High School senior woke up ready to knock out his SAT until...
And I threw up that morning before I went. So I was running a little bit late. I got in my car, it was like 40 degrees, and I love my Bronco very much, but the heater wasn't working that day.
And on top of all of that, there was an error at the testing site. Students normally get 25 minutes to take the reading section, but Chance and his fellow test takers got only 15.
I realized I was about 2/3 done, and she said we had 5 minutes left. So I was extremely worried.
After hours spent studying and preparing with tutors at the Sylvan Learning Center in Bastrop, Chance had a feeling his time was cut short. Then SAT officials stepped in.
We were given two options as test takers at that center. The first option being we could accept the scores that we had earned with the discrepancy and just take them as the scores, or we could throw those scores out and get a new test for free. Well, the problem with that second option is they weren't going to tell us what we made on the first test.
And Chance says he just had to know, so he took the first option.
It was 1600. It's pretty amazing.
Were you at all surprised when he came home with the 1600?
Not really. I mean, it's always surprising, but it's like, oh, if anybody could do it, he would do it.
Administrators at Bastrop High School say they haven't had a perfect scoring student in at least 5 years. But as #1 in his class, National Honor Society president, an athlete, and now a perfect scoring student, Chance remains humbled.
Next step for Chance, college educations, or college applications, I should say, so he can get his college education. His first choices are UT's Business Honors Program and Harvard University. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a problem no matter where he wants to go.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of choices, I think.
That's right.
Good for him. Congrats.